Hey, it's Brett and Coach here, and today I am at Greenstar Brewing at Uncommon Ground here in Wrigleyville. So let's head inside and let's get out of this chilly Chicago weather. Uncommon Ground, or Greenstar, they're in the same building, actually is on the corner of Clark and Grace, right in the middle of Wrigleyville, so it's definitely close to the stadium, as well as all other nightlife, or in this case, lunchtime.
But you can't really miss it with the giant star on the outside, but in the meantime, let's head inside. Sat down, really friendly environment. It's really warm in here, which is a really nice change from how cold it was outside. But we're looking over the menus. Haven't decided on food yet, but I think we're going to opt for a flight each so we can really dive into what Greenstar has to offer. Our flights have been ordered, put in. Now we're actually diving into the food menu to decide what I want. I think I'm in a savory mood, but they did have cinnamon roll pancakes on special, which sound delicious, but maybe on the too sweet side for my savory mood. I think I'm currently torn in between the sunrise Sammy and the chilaquiles. Okay, but I also just saw the ham and cheese stuffed French toast, which may be my go-to. And if you aren't in the mood for beer, they do have coffee, tea, wine, rosé, and any other breakfasty type brunch drinks that you can think of. And we're like in the main dining room / bar area. There is a music room, which I'm not quite sure, as well as like a back room, which has a bunch of more tables, which I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to film just because there is a table close to that doorway that I don't want to invade their personal space just to get some B-roll. So because it is Uncommon Ground and Greenstar, it's kind of first a coffee shop / restaurant and secondly a brewery. Both of them are almost interchangeable. They're both on both menus, so it's definitely a collaboration for sure. This is our first time at Uncommon Ground and Greenstar, but we've done things like flight nights that a bunch of different Chicago breweries come together and do a bunch of taster pours, so that's where we've actually heard of them. We were at Wrigleyville on Gallagher Way, and they had a flight night, which that's about a 2-3 block away. So of course they were here giving out samples. So we definitely loved their beer. So today was the day to finally do so. But in the meantime, our flights arrived. Let's dive right into it. This is Moody's Kolsch, M-U-T-T-I. A little on the sweet side, but goes down really smooth. I really like this one. For a Kolsch, usually not my go-to style, but I would give that a 7 out of 10. Next is the Bateman beer. A little bit richer of a flavor, not super powerful, but again, easily drinkable, probably a 6.5. Thirdly is Love on the Run. Ooh, that has a nice funk to it that I really enjoy. Fruity and floral. And then lastly is the Run It Back. This is an American brown ale, and it almost tastes like a German beer to me, which that's not bad. I'm really enjoying this one too. I'd probably give this a 7, but the winner for me was the Love on the Run.
Now it's my turn to see what I think of Brett's choices. I think up first was the Kolsch. Let's have that a try. For a Kolsch, that's quite nice. A little bit of sweetness in the front. But it doesn't have that typical Kolsch taste that I'm used to having. I like that quite better, actually. All right, this one's the Bateman beer, American Amber Lager. Yeah, your typical American lager. Not my favorite, but I get it. Next up, Love on the Run. And this was the Belgian style. I like that sweetness. Is that your favorite one, Brett? Love on the Run?
Yeah.
Yes? That's nice. I can see why you like that. I think what would make that really good is just a little dash of something fruity, like a little bit of juice or something. That can be really good.
Yeah, that's my guy.
And Run It Back was the American Brown. I like the color on that. That nut flavor to it, that's really good too. I think Love on the Run is my favorite of that one. The Kolsch I like because it's a little bit on the sweeter side, so for a Kolsch I'll give that one a 7. The Bate one's the lager, which I don't really care for, so I'm going to say a 5. The Love on the Run for Belgian style, I'm a little surprised. I'll give that one a 7.5. And then the American Brown, because that just, I'd say 7 on that one. And as you guys have probably figured out from past videos, I like my IPAs. We're going to start off with the first one. It's called Certifiable APA. It's an American Pale Ale. Not too hoppy, not too bitter, nice and smooth. I wish I had a little more flavor to it, but maybe a 6. So let's move on to the next. This is called Spaceship IPA. This is just a regular Indian Pale Ale. It's also quite smooth, a little more floral, not bitter, which I appreciate. On to the third one is called Double Ghosted, and this is the Double American Pale Ale. Definitely more bite to that one. Similar characteristics to the priors of being fruit forward. And the last one up for me is called Hang Loose, and this is a West Coast IPA. It starts off like the others where it's fruity and flavorful, and then on the back end, which is typical West Coast, where it gives you a little bit of that bitter bite.
But now it's my time to try Brian's.
First up is the certifiable APA. Oh yeah, much more hoppy than what I had. I would probably give that a 6 out of 10. Pretty solid IPA, pretty drinkable, not too bitter. Next up is the Spaceship IPA. A little bit more bitter notes, but still drinks fairly clean. Good hop flavor, but I still think I like certifiable slightly better. I'd give that probably a 6 as well. Next up is Double Ghosted, which the waiter was actually telling us this is the stronger version of the Ghosted, which the brewmaster wanted to make an even stronger one, so Double Ghosted was created. That's a double for sure. Very floral, pretty bitter, hits you on the back of the tongue. I could see Brian really liking that. I'd probably give that a 5 as well. It's good for its style, it's just not for me. And then lastly is the Hang Loose IPA. Doesn't have the most amount of flavor, but I'm not mad at it. I kind of think I like it the most, just based on how cleanly and non-bitter it is. I would give this one a 7.
So, one thing I just mentioned to Brett, that this bar gives me the vibe of demo brewing, like the bar, like what it looks like, being all wood topped, just kind of being the main focus of the space, and then all of the artwork that's around and the wood just gives me a similar vibe to that.
So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another video. And the food has arrived, which looks amazing for sure. Can't wait to dive in. And same with Brian's tacos and French fries. Took a couple bites already of my stuffed French toast, and the texture and flavor, amazing. A good balance between sweet and savory with the French toast and the ham, a delicious sauce on it, as well as a nice balance of sweetness with syrup for dipping, and the Brussels sprouts gives it a nice crunch to really round it out. We probably won't get this today, but their uncommon handshake, the riff of the Chicago handshake, looks intense but delicious. But I think I'm gonna opt for the Michelada for a full pour just because it has the Kolsch that I liked, and I've had it before at a tasting event, and it was definitely delicious.
The steak in this is delicious. And they brought along some Chicago hot sauce, just a few drops because it is spicy and hot.
And Brian's French fries are very good. Maybe the star of the show for food, but everything looks and tastes amazing. Highly recommend them for food. And that's a clean plate from me. I would say the only complaint is that I think my portion's slightly small, but delicious nevertheless. I had a big appetite this morning, and I don't know if I'm fully satiated from food. Just grabbed a little bite of Brian's taco. The meat, very flavorful, juicy, really well done for toppings as well. They gave us also hot sauce, which packs a punch, but an amazing flavor. I would have been just as happy with my order as his. Knocked it out of the park when it came for food. I honestly can't wait to come here again just for breakfast. Or brunch if we're feeling a little rowdy. One of the employees kind of clocked us doing a review video, so I'll definitely tag them and let them know when it's actually posted. And the fries were so good, I actually ordered a side of fries just for me to really round out my meal. I would say this isn't a read, I swear. McDonald's, but like 10 times better. Like good salt, good crisp, but like the same style. And I did order a Michelada for my next drink using that Kolsch and their Michelada mix, while Brian opted for a full pour of the Double Ghosted. And I will say service is fast and quick. I ordered these fries maybe 5 minutes ago and they've already hit the table. Same with all drink orders and other food orders, and also just the presentation of everything is so fun and so clean. Ooh. Usually I'm not a Bloody Mary person, so this obviously isn't one. I usually find drinks like this a little too soupy. This is not at all. Good flavors. I really like the beer in this.
That tahini rim is really good too. And you can still taste the Kolsch in it without it being too overpowering. And vice versa, the mix isn't too overpowering. 8 out of 10. I probably should have went directly to this instead of the flight, but the flight was a lot of fun. Again, I'm gonna highlight the staff. We're sitting by the windows, obviously. Brian's facing the windows. Sun was shining in. Without saying anything, one of the waiters came by and partly closed one of the windows so Brian could be a lot more comfortable. It's things like that, paying attention, simple gestures, makes the whole experience go a long way. So I am going to shout out Michael for being our waiter and doing that with the blinds. They're doing amazing. Everything has been super smooth and super fun. And this was a sad sight to see. We really enjoyed the vibes, nice atmosphere and friendly staff and good beer and food. And we're gonna slowly just wind down and then we'll head her out of here. So Brian is already looking at the dinner menu, so I think we will have to come back when it's actually dinner time one of these days and check that out for you too. And in the summer, like you can see behind me, I believe they do have full patio seating, which looks very lush, friendly, and inviting when we looked at the photos. We had a great time here at Uncommon Ground and Greenstar Brewing, but otherwise this has been Brett and Coach. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should come back here for dinner for one of these days. Otherwise, I will see you in Coach.